How are you? We didn't have chance to meet. So my name is Dario. I'll be here with you for this lecture on marketing plan, and later on I'll be helping you with your projects so we can discuss later on. So mostly today I'll be focusing on marketing plan, how to develop one, but also in my presentation, so I will not strictly follow the things about the marketing plan, because marketing plan is something that is template kind of, so it's a framework. You can Google it, you can download it. A lot of examples of good marketing plans. So what I will be also trying to remind you how your business idea should be reflected from the lenses of marketing. So there are a lot of great ideas today in the world, but why I'm intrigued by startups and also by young entrepreneurs, because mostly of them are overly focused on their product. So mostly startup entrepreneurs are engineers, technicians, IT guys. So they're in love with their product, with the application, with the new physical product, with their service. So in this case, they mostly forget about the true meaning of their product or service. So what I will try to address here today is what does your project, your business idea mean for customer? So when the customer sees, and we are today acting like as customers when buying a lot of products and services in marketplace, so we choose among the brands. Why we choose one brand and not the other one? Why we choose, I don't know, why do we like to ride with Uber or traditional taxi? There's always an answer to this question. So this is why we need to do market research. So marketing plan, it's technical stuff. What you need to do before a good marketing plan is to do thorough marketing research. So this is what I will be focusing on more on this. So you have the templates for marketing plan. You got it, I think. Lana got you. So we will do this through your business ideas later on. So, but I will now focus on what I think is more important. So you'll have great ideas. Some of you will be entrepreneurs in years to come. And what I said actually is that why I'm really intrigued by the startup scene is that there is always room for improvement in terms of marketing. Every good entrepreneurial idea, now you have really many great companies like Airbnb, Uber, Snapchat. These are all billion-dollar businesses. And they all started, they were product-centric. So they have a great app which was better than the products which tried to satisfy the same need before. So Uber was better than taxi because it was cheaper, more affordable. But later on, you can see that all these companies became more market-oriented. And in some case, Uber is not cheap anymore than traditional taxi if you order an Uber at 2 a.m. after the night's out. So they will charge you twice as the normal price. So they started to think, they became market-focused, meaning that they will charge you more. They can charge you more because you're ordering a taxi in an hour, which has the peak of demand. A lot of people are ordering the taxi at the same time. So it's a simple rule from economics. When demand exceeds the supply, the price goes up. So all these companies started to think more about customers, more about market, how to earn more money. So this is, I think, kind of becoming more mature. So it's example with every known startup today. They started as product-centric but became more value-oriented later on. So what they found out is if we create more value for customers with my new product and service, then I can charge more. If I give you more, better service, if I give you more quality product. So I can charge you more, the price can go up. So this is the simple rule, and Consumers assess what I get for what I need to pay. And a lot of startups start only product-centric, forget about the other variables, especially the price. But as the time goes by, you think how to balance what you offer and what you get for your customers, because they need to pay. You need to get a revenue model. So you need to show investors later on, how do you plan to earn money? So my colleague Marco will speak more about financial stuff. I will not deal with financial stuff here and pricing too much, but I'll just mention that you also need to show how to earn money. So if you are a free app to download, okay, so what's your revenue model? How do you plan? Do you will put advertisements, any other stuff, or you will be co-branding with someone? So you need to find out how to earn money. Otherwise, you will not get funding. Okay? So what is the essence? So it's to do quality market research. So you need to research your customers. So what they want from your product is to get more value than the competing products. So this is the question. So I always use the example of Airbnb or Uber, because these are the simplest examples to explain what's the value. So why Uber succeeded? Because they offered more of total value, what customer perceives. So customer perceives the bundle. So there are costs and benefits. So every product, every service tries to resolve some problem of consumer, everyday problem of everyday living. So you will see many products are dealing with some problems. So that's how you need to look through marketing lenses. So what problem does it solve for customers? So what benefit it offers? Product benefits, service benefits, personnel benefits, especially if you are in services like banking, tourism, so services, so personal touch with consumers and clients is very important. Product quality is especially important for physical products. But also consumers on the other side want to see the costs. So what I need to pay, what costs do I have if I acquire your product, if I want to drive with Uber? So there is a monetary cost, so the price I need to pay, so take my wallet and give some money. But also besides the monetary cost, which is a pure economic category, there are also non-economic costs like time cost, energy cost. So these are mostly forgotten by companies. So many companies succeeded because they competed on this, on lowering this cost. Okay? So when you take the example of Uber, you see that they played on monetary cost. So the monetary cost, they lowered the price much cheaper than the yellow cab in New York, or a traditional cab in Split, where I come from. But also, they had an app. So it was convenient for me to type in order and taxi, so everything is done in a couple of seconds. Traditional taxi, I need to call the operator, talk with the lady, mostly ladies were operating when I was calling. I don't know if it's a coincidence or what. But, so it took at least a couple of minutes, 5 minutes. Then you wait for the cab, so it's 10 minutes. But with Uber, everything is simpler. So not only the monetary costs, but these non-economic costs are important. Also Airbnb, the same thing. It's easier to book with Airbnb. But you can see now, these companies charge you more. But you are not feeling betrayed. You're willing to pay more. To Airbnb, they have special fees, I don't know. I didn't use Airbnb for quite some time. But you're willing to pay because you started to believe in their brand. Okay? So things are changing. These companies, many startups, start being product-focused, but also later on, they witness the change from within themselves and become more market-oriented, more customer-oriented. Okay, so value is the most important thing. So before you make any marketing plans, it's essential to do quality market research. So without the quality information about your target market, about the customers, how they see what is the customer value equation. So for every product, these dimensions have the different weights, as I said. So it depends on the industry, on the type of the product or service. So this is how consumers make assessment in the end. So I will just, quickly go through a couple of really fresh startup ideas from renowned incubators from top universities from US. So this is 2 startups from StartX. StartX is the incubator from Stanford University. So it's one of the most successful ones in the world. So you can see that these were two startups. The first one, Booster Fuels. So what was their idea? Booster Fuels, it's mobile gas station service with 20 million in funding. They got 20 million in funding. So what they do, they have mobile gas stations. So you can use them. You're driving and there's no any physical gas station around. You call them and they come with a fuel tank and you refill your tank. Is it something revolutionary? Is it? It's not, but does it solve a problem for consumer? Otherwise, they wouldn't be getting any 20 million. You agree? All? Of course. So they are solving consumer problem, everyday living. So there are many places when you drive a car, there is no any physical gas station around. So this mobile gas station tries to resolve this problem. The second example also from StartX, Bright.md raises $1 million for AI-powered remote healthcare service with virtual physician assistant. So what is this actually? Last year we had one business idea in Summer Jam, which was pretty much the same like this one. So virtual physician, you don't need to go to doctors. So you have some kind of Skype contact with him. You get the diagnosis from the doctor, and everything is done remotely. You don't need to go to the hospital or to his office. Does it also resolve a consumer's problem? Yes. So maybe you need to pay more, but you don't need to go there. So your energy costs are down, time costs are down, so you do everything from the comfort of your home. You get it? So this will be something that you will need to pay, but you will need to, without leaving your home. So you're lowering your non-monetary costs. And this is why they got eventually 8 million in funding. Okay? 2 more. Oh, this one is really great. Zorpad. So it's from Harvard's incubator. It's actually Zorpad. What they did, they're becoming famous for being a hub for the shoe industry. Okay? So they're helping to free shoes from bad smell. Who doesn't have smelly shoes? Please raise your hand. Okay, there are a couple of you. But most of us have smelly shoes. At least a pair of them at the home, yeah? Okay, so does it resolve a consumer problem? Yes, it does. It's nothing revolutionary. So they will be dealing with companies like Converse, like Nike, like Reebok, Adidas. So these are their customers. But the consumers buy sneakers. And these companies saw value added in this innovation. And also they got 25,000. Not that much, but I think they will get more funding in years to come. And the last one from Skydeck is from Berkeley. Lime Bike raises $12 million to roll out bike sharing without kiosks in US. Is this revolutionary? Bike sharing? Nothing. Does it resolve consumer problem? Like any sharing app and sharing business model. It does. Otherwise, they wouldn't get 12 million. So investors recognize the potential in seeing the consumer solution of the business idea. So you need to focus and always ask yourself, what does this product or service, how consumers will feel better with it? So this is the story behind most successful companies in the world today. Okay, so these are the questions you need to ask before crafting a good marketing plan. So there's no point in doing a good marketing plan without creating your business model. So Rafael told you about business model. So you can see that most things here, what I'm speaking about, are also connected to the business model design, but from marketing perspective. So not only from the entrepreneurship side, but also from marketing perspective, you should ask yourself, does it matter? Does this product or service matter for our consumers? That's the ultimate question. So then you can see that your business model is sustainable and feasible in the market. Okay, so let's get back to marketing plan process. So this is pretty much the model you will, if you Google marketing plan, this will come up. So every business model, every marketing plan starts with business mission. So what's the mission of your business, of your product, of your service? Then you need to do analysis, external environment and internal environment. Okay, so this is the most important part of the marketing plan and also of the business plan in general. So you need to make assessment of the external environment in order to see the opportunities and threats. Because many companies started great products, great services by seeing the opportunities that arise from the environment, economic environment, demographic environment. So most of them made a really successful business models. Also internal environment. What are your strengths and weaknesses? These are some things you already went through in designing a business model. So what are the strengths of your company? What are the resources you have? Is your company strong because you have not only IT guys and engineers, but you also have business economists, marketing guys, management guys? Is it because you have a really good network of collaborators? So most of you will stay in touch after Summer Jam. Most of you will start your own businesses. So imagine how this networking here can help you in future. Some of you may become business partners. Who knows? So these are all resources that you have from internal environment. Okay? And of course, then for the venture, you need to define the goals. So what are the goals of your venture? Is it to increase sales? Of course, you always want to increase sales. You want to earn profits, but beware. So you cannot earn profits in short term. So you need to be very patient, wait a couple of years before it pays off. Strategy formulation. So what is so distinct about your business model? How do you want to compete? Uber started their business model because they said we are cheaper than traditional taxi. But now you will see that Uber is trying to differentiate, trying to innovate, trying to introduce new services. In Croatia, they introduced a new service, Uber Boat. First time in the world. So you have Uber boats in Croatia that will drive you from Split to nearby islands. Only they started this new service in Split. So Split was my hometown. It was the place for this pilot project. So they are trying to differentiate. Also Airbnb, trying to introduce new services. But they all started with different business model, with different strategy. Okay? And then, of course, implementation. It's concerned with tactics. How do you how will you implement your strategy at lower level, at everyday business level, operational level, and eventually feedback and control. So you need to be able to assess the results, financial results. So later on, you'll be talking about the financials of your venture. So you always need to come back to goal formulation. After you assess the performance, you go back to goals. So you maybe overestimated yourself, so you need to lower down your appetite. Let's say that you want sales growth, not 5%, but 2%, which is more realistic. Okay? So it's an iteration in some way. So you always come back. So strategy never ends. You just go back from beginning, then plan again, do analysis again, state new goals, choose different strategy maybe, like many companies do. They change strategy. This is why they become successful, because the market changes. Market changes, the external environment especially, the customers, what they want. So this is why you need to do market research. It's expensive. It's also burdensome to make consumer surveys frequently. So it's very expensive, especially for small businesses. So you don't have enough funding to do this, to pay for this. But you need to find your way out. There are a lot of free information in internet now. In social media, you can use it as a platform to collect data for free. You can easily make Google Docs survey questionnaire, disseminate among your friends. Your friends will help you disseminate it way on, and you can get responses. What the market thinks about your product, your service, your business model, etc. Okay, so external environment. I will just now quickly, briefly go through the specifics of every block in marketing plan. So external environment can offer you a lot of opportunities. So what is the area of buyer's need and interest that company has a high probability of profitably satisfying? So what changes are happening now in today's environment that can give you a good idea? It's not an easy question. So it's not easy to answer this question. So there are a lot of things happening. Companies that succeeded, they managed to outline certain dynamics from environment, from demographics, like aging, like now everybody talks about millennials. So how do these changes impact on your business idea? Can you use this for new business ideas? So no, it's really not an easy task. So, okay. But also there are a lot of threats coming from environment. Just see the regulation. Regulation can be really burdensome, especially for young ventures, startups. So it's not friendly in Croatia. The environment is not that friendly for entrepreneurs, especially for business startups. And also, many experienced startups, like Uber, they are now having problems with regulation. Having problems with regulation because there's a silent war happening between Uber and taxi drivers. And taxi drivers want to be protected through regulation. So this can also be, external environment can also be a threat to your business model. So you need to always dynamically assess what is happening because things change really quickly in politics. Well, everybody says, I'm not interested in politics, but you should be interested in politics because politics, they make policies. They make regulations. So you need to be in touch what is happening in your environment. Also with the economics. So is there growth in consumer income? Is it growing? So do they have more disposable income to spend? This can also be an important factor in developing your business model and later on marketing plan. Okay, so these are the 6 most important forces happening in external environment you need to take into account. So demographic, economic, social, cultural, natural, technological, political, legal. So it depends on your line of business and on your industry also. They also have weights. For some industries, there's no influence of natural environment. So I'm not really interested in physical environment if I'm working, let's say, in banking. So I'm not interested in the landscape, in natural resources, even working in banking. So it doesn't have any influence on my business. But if I'm working in tourism, I have a tourist agency, do tours on some famous sites around, so it's pretty much important if the landscape is really interesting and there are a lot of sites around, natural resources, waterfalls, I don't know, etc. Yeah. Okay. And also, yeah, from external environment, you have suppliers, competition, and customers. So what I started these presentations from the customer's perspective about how they assess value. What's the value added? What are the costs for customers? So this is what you need to assess in this place. So why are consumers buying this product? Or if you are innovating, you're offering a completely new product, you are disrupting, you're creating new industry. So you should ask also about competition. So what is the current product in the market? What are its weaknesses, strengths? How do you plan to overtake their place at the throne? So you need to ask a lot of questions here. So it's not an easy task. So as I said, but this is really intriguing about startups. Everybody starts being in love with their product and service. It's a great product, it's a great app, but eventually, this is like, I don't know, no one explain. I do a lot of research, I read a lot of scientific articles about entrepreneurship and startups, but no one managed to explain why this happens. Yeah. Why do they follow this trait of behavior? So this is how things happen. But to be successful, you should always monitor your competition. So what are they doing? How you can beat them? But you cannot know this without knowing how customers assess value. We already went through this. Internal environment, I will not waste too much time on this. So everything you have inside your company, human resources, your brand name, your network of partnerships, collaborations with the external partners, these are all your resources. Your knowledge, your creativity, everything. Financials. These are all resources that serve as an input for your success. Yeah? You know what follows? You heard about SWOT analysis? Yeah, SWOT is always followed by the analysis of external and internal environment. You need to make the analysis of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So it will give you a really nice outline. So where are the potential opportunities? What are the threats? What are the weaknesses you want to get rid of? What are the strengths you want to improve even more? So it's a really, really great outline of your current position. Goals, yeah, we said goals are important, but be realistic. Do not be so oriented on profits in short term. So forget that you will earn a lot of profit in short term. So it's actually not impossible with a lot of costs that you need to incur in first couple of years to start your own business. So be patient. Of course, you need to always think about sales growth, how to sell more. So this is something that is really feasible and sustainable. So always think about the sales growth. Marketing always deals with the sales part of the equation. Financial guys, they like to see costs go down. But marketing guys want to sell more, want to expand market, want to get more customers. So you always should think first about expanding the market, then about controlling for the costs. I'm just telling this from my perspective. So you will have probably in your company. Sorry? Yeah. It's how things are done. So you will have in companies some guy who will tell you, come on, you're too ambitious. We should get our costs down. We don't have that much money. Yeah, but it's a different perspective, definitely. Yeah, of course, the best thing how to assess your goals. Are they really sustainable in some way? Is a smart methodology. So are the goals specific? So you need to be specific. Say, okay, I want the sales to grow 2% in next 3 years. Be specific. Okay, use one indicator for one goal. Measurable, there should always be a number. So number to measure it. So it's easier to measure quantitative indicators than qualitative ones. So this goal doesn't need to be financial. It can be also customer acquisition. So you want to acquire 10% of customers in first year to increase your sales. Also achievable, so be realistic in some way. Do not start too ambitiously. Relevant, so is the goal relevant for your business model? It depends. So what's your business model? What's your revenue model? How do you plan to earn money? If you're selling a product, you will earn money because the customers will pay for it. What about if you're a free app? In that way, how do you plan to earn money? So you need to be able to relive your business model every now and then and to see how the financial flows come in and go out. It depends. So every product, every business idea is so specific, so it's really hard to make any general notion about it. So we'll speak about this later on during the mentorship. Relevant, of course, and time-bound. You always need to state, so to the bound to what is this goal related. So is it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5? Be specific in that way, so you will be able to measure it. So if you are thinking strategically, it's 3 to 5 years. If it's on operational level, it's 1 year. So it depends. Yeah, value proposition, business model. How is it related to marketing strategy, marketing plan? So now we are in the block where we speak about the strategy. So what's your strategy? Why your product is better than the competitive one? Is it because you want to be the cheapest one in the market, which is called cost leadership? So you're competing on the basis of the price. Or you are differentiating. You offer value added, additional services. You offer more value for money that you ask for customers to pay. But you offer more, they will pay more. So this is the rule. Or your strategy is focused, or you're focused on market niche, specific segment, and you tailor a specific product or service for this niche. So it's also good strategy. So this is pretty much connected to your business model. So you also think about these issues in developing, crafting your business model. And later on, it's also important for your marketing plan. So these two need to be in balance. So you don't want to see a situation that your business model says that you will be cost leader, the cheapest solution in the market, and later on in your marketing plan, you say that you differentiate, that you are the top of the quality, the most expensive choice for customers. So you need to get these two in line. So these things are all related. Business model and also the marketing plan. So these are important things. Target market, so who is your target market? It's up to you how to define it. So your market can be whole population of the world, 7 billion. Your market can be small as one neighborhood in a small city. It's up to you to define the target market. So in that case, you can use different segmentation approaches. You can segment the market with the demographics like age, sex, income, religious beliefs, etc. So there are many different segmentation. Also, you can use some psychographic segmentation principles such as lifestyle. Lifestyle is pretty much successful segmentation variable. Just imagine how many brands and products are sold because of certain lifestyle the consumers have. Okay? And also targeting strategies. So how do you plan to target your chosen market segment? So you can be undifferentiated. With one market offering, you can target whole market. There are many successful companies practicing undifferentiated marketing. So it's pretty much the same product for everyone in the market. So you can also follow this targeting strategy. As I said, it depends on your business model and who your target market is. It doesn't need to be whole population. It will never be. So it's easy to sell bread. Your target market is whole population. Everybody buys bread in some way if you have a bakery. But if you have some specific product that is tailored to the needs of specific market segment, then your market segment is much narrow in terms of numbers. Also, you can be differentiated, offer different offerings for different market segments. So it's more expensive strategy, so you need to have 3-4 solutions for 3-4 different market segments. But in this case, you will be more successful because you are tailoring your business model to each and every market segment that is in the market. Sorry?
Tesco do the same thing like their bread.
Sorry?
Do you know Tesco?
Tesco, yeah, of course.
Like they did the same thing with their bread, for example. They don't just have one loaf of bread, one brand. They've got different brands. They've got like Tesco Economy. Like
Yeah. This is what retailers are doing in.
Because it works.
Yeah.
Everybody can pay, say, £2
Yeah.
for gluten-free bread.
Yeah, you have a lot of, now, because, I don't like to speak too much about retailers because they are large-scale businesses and multinationals like Tesco. And so we have Spar here in Croatia who they're doing the same thing. So they introduced the Spar premium brand. So you have more quality products, you pay for them more. So you have a segment, means that there are people who are willing to pay the price. But also there are people who are looking for the economy solutions. So this is, the market is so big and it's so differentiated, so many different consumers. So every consumer is different. But you try to segment them, to put them in the same box and say, okay, my business model, my product, it's tailored for this segment. But it never happens, actually, that your product will be only bought by people who belong to this imaginary constructed segment, because you imagine it. How will it play out in the marketplace? It's totally different, because people belonging to different segments may also be buying your product, which is good, of course. It means that your business is growing, you're selling more. So beware of that also. And eventually, what you need to do in marketing, the most important things is the marketing mix, how to develop it. Marketing mix, so there are 4 pillars of marketing mix: product, price, or revenue model, which is really important for IT startups who introduce apps. They want to find a different revenue model other than pricing or fees or some membership. So there are a lot of options for pricing. So you need to think about it. So why most IT companies app companies went for revenue model, free download, and they use advertising to earn money, is because they know that a lot of people wouldn't pay for app. Because consumers are always picky. Don't forget that. Consumers are always looking to save some money, not to spend much. When buying a different type of product and service, they will always try to, yeah, they'll always make assessment. What I get, what I need to pay. So beware that they calculate, they make difference. Also promotion, distribution, how do you plan to distribute? Is it direct model? You'll be selling through your website, you will be having your retail space. Do you have intermediaries, retailers like Tesco? I don't know. So it depends also. Yeah? Promotion, so you can use a lot of great stuff through social media, a lot of free promotion that can be done. Also word of mouth, when consumers speak to other consumers about the experiences they had with your product. You can get help also if you're working in hospitality and let's say hotel and accommodations industry. You can really make good usage of TripAdvisor. Okay, so you get some reviews, you get some, you are always looking for positive reviews. It's a good way to promote your brand. It makes you more believable. If one consumer says, I had a great experience with this accommodation, so it's most likely that you will be considering this accommodation for yourself if you see a lot of good reviews. So consumers trust consumers more than they trust advertising. If you advertise, companies advertise a lot of things today. So they promise you a lot. When you buy the product, you see that these products fail to deliver what they promised in the advertisement. So some way they lie. They overestimate the potential of their product. But consumers always are looking for known sources. Their friends, family, if they say that the product is right, then this is the good market, the best marketing you can get, word of mouth. As I said, there are a lot of traditional promotional stuff, such as advertising, sales promotion. Doesn't work for startups that much. And it's too expensive. Advertising is, wow, it's too expensive if you advertise on national television. Huh?
Is that why in recent years, when I say recent, I mean like over the past like decade or so?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Over the past decade or so, over the past 10 years or so, they have, you know, you said that people believe their friends or family more so rather than the company's advertisements. Yep. Is that why when there's like a new product that's being released into the marketplace, for example, that you'll find in supermarkets or stores that there's a lot of demonstrators, in-store demonstrators, showing the customer exactly what it's like. So then when they go home at dinner time around the table with their family, they're like, oh, guess what? I had this cool experience with this new product. Then that person...
It's more believable. Yeah. 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 Not talking, yeah. There are a lot of examples because companies are abandoning the old school ways of promotion and trying to find new ways to communicate with consumers. Yeah. You will find a lot of these things. Things are changing, definitely. But as I said, for startups which have limited funds for any advertising, which is really expensive, so they need to rely for everything that's free of charge. Word of mouth, also social media, can really boost your brand. And I saw a lot of examples from startups, from agricultural products in Croatia, who use the most benefits from social media. So it's really amazing. And it was for free, actually. Okay, they needed to pay for some ads on Facebook, but it was nowhere compared to the advertising on national television. It was much cheaper. Yeah? Okay, so we can discuss about this later on. We'll discuss with every single one of you through your projects. And at the end, yeah, so feedback. You always need to do feedback. Marketing plan is not you do it once and then you are done. So marketing plan here is to be changed. So you need to change the goals because the environment you're operating in is changing, especially the external environment. So you need to always reassess it, and you need to formulate new goals, change your strategy maybe, move from being the cheapest one to differentiate yourself, or maybe being both at the same time, which is really to excel at both things. Being the cheapest and being the best is really hard, but if you can achieve this, everybody will like you. But you need to assess. So this is the essence of feedback. You always need to get back, and it's iteration in some way. So marketing plan never ends. So you just revise the old plan and go back. So it's iteration process. Okay, so these are marketing plan contents. What certain marketing plan should entail. Executive summary, so you need to explain to the investors, to management, if you are not in management, so you need to explain to them. CEO, managing director, you need to explain, so what is the essence of this business model from marketing perspective? So we know that this product is great, it's technically proficient, it's amazing, but will it compete well in the marketplace? So what solution it offers for customers? So this is something you need to ask yourself. It's complicated. Many companies fail to do so, but are still successful because in the end they start to think through this perspective. They start from big product-centric, then move to customer-centric perspective. So this is something that is normal because the people are biased. We are always too much in love with the stuff we create. So you cannot get rid of this, definitely. I would probably behave the same if I had a startup. Okay? Yeah. And that's about it. So we can... That's it. So there are a lot of things to be said about marketing and marketing plans. So 1 hour is definitely not enough time to talk about it. But marketing plan, it's more technical stuff. Thinking about marketplace, about customer needs and potential solutions, it's something that's really necessary for your business model to be successful. So don't forget it. Always take your idea, take it and look it from the perspective of the customer. So through the lenses, how they see it. Try to become one customer of your product, to see what's the value. Okay? Now we can, for some questions and answers, some Q&As, if there are any. Or we will leave them for the mentoring session, I don't know. We have enough time or? Break, yeah? Okay, break, no? Yeah. So we will proceed, then. In 5 minutes, we will proceed with the mentoring. So I will go talk with you, with every group. Dobro? Ma nisam znao šta ću. Malo sam vadio iz rukava. Ovo sam nekih par primjera.